Today I'm playing with some awesome products from Scrappy Designs and Pear Press for their collaborative hop. Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. If you like the video then please do give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed I would love it if you would consider it. Okay, so collaboration hop. I got so excited I made 2 cards. I'm going to start showing you the products that I'm using, and I've made some things off camera just to save this video length. So that is the 3-set Starry Night stencil pack. So I created that moon that I showed you, ink blending, then I created a background by using some embossing powder through that 3rd stencil. I've got all the products listed below. I stamped out a sentiment from this Fairy Girl set. I'm showing you I used the awesome essential gel pens from Pear Press. So I stamped out the Fairy Girl stamp, and I stamped her a second time onto acetate, which I embossed with this new powder, and I'm going to stick the embossed wings over the top of the Fairy Girl. That was inspired by Byeeee Cameron. I'll link her video. So I'm showing you I've also got a little push, I've got the halo lights. The plan that I sort of was going with I changed up a little bit, so there's that 3rd stencil that I used for the background, and that background has got my own design powder. Exciting! So at first I was planning to use that background with the halo lights behind the moon shining out, but it didn't really work because it was too dark. You couldn't really get the light so much. I think it just got swallowed up by all that black, because the back of the moon is black as well, so that didn't really work. So I changed gears and actually ended up making 2 cards. So here you can see I've just turned the light off and I'm popping the halo light in place and checking it, and not really, it is just, you know, when you sort of have something in your mind but it's not really, when you go to do it, it's not really what you thought. So yeah, I decided to switch up a bit. I have to keep turning my lights on and off because my studio lights are really bright, and I couldn't see the light from the easy lights properly with bright shiny lights blazing down on me. So I grabbed out, these are the easy lights. I have used them before, I'll link to that video above, but you know, they are called easy because they are easy. So you get 2 pieces, which is the power pack with the lights already attached, and a battery. So you just slide the battery in and that's that. So I decided that I was going to have one of the easy lights behind that embossed background with my Fairy Girl on the top. So I decided I was going to have the power pack behind where the Fairy Girl is, and have my lights sort of randomly around her. I thought that would look quite nice. So I'm just poking some holes into the background whereabouts I think that I want the lights to be. I've just put like a self-healing mat below, and I'm just using my pokey tool to poke holes through. And these things, they're so easy to use. You don't have to worry about, you know, the tape and making sure connections and making sure that you get everything the right way around, and I can't deal with that. That's too much for me. So these, literally all you need to do to attach them on is I used some double-sided tape. I just put a little bit of double-sided tape onto the back of the background, then lay the wire for that light over the top so that the light's sitting right on that hole that we made, and then I added some more double-sided tape on top, so it's like the wire's like sandwiched between 2 pieces, and I feel like that holds it a lot better. So yeah, that's literally, that's what you do. You decide where you want your lights to go. You position them so that the LED is obviously on the hole that you've made, and I just keep checking it every time I stick one down before I put that tape over the top of it, to, you know, really finely sandwich it in place, I just turn it over and press the button quick so that you can check that you can see the light, and that's it. So there's 3 that come in the standard easy lights. Like I said, I have used these before, and I love them. They're so exciting, and I just think that people get really excited like that. That is cool. You get a handmade card. That's awesome. But adding the lights on it sort of takes it to another level. And yeah, I'm just in love with the Scrappy Tales stuff. This release is awesome. I was so happy when Amanda and Sabrina asked me to join the hop. Very exciting stuff. And that fairy girl, I saw it and I just thought, that's just like my daughter. So that was perfect. So there you can see I've got all 3 lights in place, and I'm just sort of making sure that the switch bit is going to be right in the right place. So sort of put it where it needs to go, and the wires, it doesn't really matter how messy they look because you're not going to see them, they're all going to be covered, but I do like to sort of tape them down with just a little bit of tape, just so that mainly so they don't get in my way while I'm carrying on working, because I just always worry that I might accidentally cut the wire and we don't want that. So like I said, I'm putting the switch behind my little fairy girl, and there you can see I'm just adding a big chunk of double-sided tape just to hold those wires in place, and then I do one last check to make sure that the lights are in the right place. So I'm adding foam tape to the back. It's just like a standard thickness foam tape, and it's not thick enough for what you need, so I do double it up, and it's fine to do that. You can get thicker tape. I think Heavy Doodle do it, and Amanda does carry that in her shop over at Pear Blossom Press, but I don't have any, so I just doubled up the foam tape. I added a little bit of glue on the top because that is my preference, and then there you go. I stuck it onto just a piece of scrap card, because I wasn't making these into cards because I knew my daughter was going to have them, and I just added a little bit of detail with the white pen that comes in the set. Oh, and I added some pretty stars which are from Trinity. I just thought that they looked cute right by where the lights are. So that's my finished card for card number 1. But I still had my beautiful moon, so I decided to experiment, and it really was an experiment. So my moon's black on the back, so I've added some glue all around it, and then I'm sticking some just like kitchen foil, tin foil. I'm not sure what you guys call it in the US or elsewhere, but here it's just like, is it aluminum? Except it's aluminium, obviously, but it's that sort of stuff, like the shiny foil that you use for cooking, and it's got 2 sides where it's like shiny on one side and slightly duller the other side. So I glued it down so that the shiny side was on the top, and this one is just, it's got a little bit of a honeycomb sort of thing pressed into it because it's supposed to be stronger or something, I don't know, but yeah, I just glued that on. Stuck that down really well, tried to get it as flat as I possibly could, and then just trimmed around the moon. Because my idea was the halo lights behind the moon, I wanted them to bounce off the foil and cast more light. So that was the experiment that I went down. I did have to change up a few times, but I'm super happy with how it ended up. And my daughters are, so that's what mattered to me, that they liked it. They're having a bit of a rough time at the moment, and I wanted to cheer them up. So yeah, the foil. I then grabbed out some holographic cardstock, and you can sort of see the light starting there, but it gets better. So I cut the border, the cloud border die that's part of the A2 cover die set that's in this release from Scrappy Tales, and I cut the end, like one of the shorter ends of the border another couple of times so that I could just layer them up a little bit so that it was thicker at the bottom, and then that would cover the battery pack and the button for the halo light. Because yeah, the halo lights, there's not even any wires on them. It's literally just like a piece of metal that's like a ring with 4 lights on it, and then the battery pack and button is attached. It comes with the battery intact. They're awesome, so cool. And I love this cloud border die because it covered it really easy. It was pretty good. So I then decided that I wanted to have a little bit more foil, because I wanted there to be foil opposite the foil that was on the moon, if that makes sense. So I got just a scrap piece of cardstock and added some more of the foil. I trimmed that down, and then I attached that to the back of the halo lights, just like that. And I then added some foam squares onto the back of the moon, and I actually added 3, like a triple layer, because I wanted it to sit right up above the button and the battery pack and everything. But as you can see, I just had those 3 there so that there was nothing else that was going to get in the way of the lights, or like the foil. So I glued that down, and then yeah, I took it down underneath the cloud border so that you can't see it. I added lots and lots of foam tape to the cloud border. Again, not going to make you watch that because that was a bit intense. Lots of little pieces. And I did stamp push on that die. I did not get this border down in the right place. It did not stick right, but you couldn't see that because the holographic paper covered all of the opening basically, so I just trimmed it down. And I added some glue to the back of the halo, and then I'm just going to slide it into place. And I love it. So to finish off this card, I cut some of the stars, and there's like a shooting star die as well from that cover plate die set, and I added the shooting star onto a little strip of acetate so that I could glue that to the back of the moon, and it would look like my shooting star was just sort of flying there magically, which I thought was pretty cool. For a sentiment, I used the same sentiment as I did for the first card. I absolutely love this font. I think it's so beautiful, but I wanted it to be like stacked so it sat better in the design that I'd got. So I just stamped the first part, and then I just shifted the paper over to line up where I wanted it to go. And I knew that I was going to fussy cut, like bubble cut around it, so I didn't even bother masking, because I didn't need to. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful font. This is a hop, by the way. All the details for the hop are on my blog, because it is a blog hop. I just wanted to add a video to show you how easy it is to work with these lights, because it really is. So if you head to the link that's below, you will be taken to my blog where you'll see all of the details. There is a giveaway and the link to the next person in the blog hop. And don't forget to leave comments. But don't leave comments here. Well, no, you can leave comments here. Yeah, perfectly happy. That would be lovely, thank you. But your comments here won't actually count towards the hop. That's what I meant. So, as you can see, I'm just bubble cutting the sentiment, and then I'm going to pop it up on just a thin layer of foam tape. So it's nowhere near as high as the rest, but it's just popped up a little bit from the background. And then I had some more stars that I just positioned about in different places. I love this new pickup tool from Trinity. It's awesome. And that little tidy tray is so cool because it just helps you keep hold. And can you see? It's like a disco. It's like a disco ball moon, disco moon. Amazing. I love it. I'm so happy. It is difficult to get photos of that though. So there are my 2 cards. I hope that you like them. I do. I'm really happy with them, and most of all my daughters are happy with them. In fact, the moment I'd taken these photos, these cards disappeared, and I don't think I will be seeing them again anytime soon. But I'm just happy to know that they are happy. If you like the video, you like my rambling, if you got this far, then please do give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button. And yeah, look at that rainbow. I love it. I love it. So happy. I hope that you all have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay safe and stay crafty. Bye.